Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Alex with Rate My Red, and today we're going to be looking at Vincent Tran's GT86. So right off the bat, I really appreciate the fitment. The fitment on here is really good. The rear end, I would maybe do personally the lip to fender, but still, I mean, this fitment is fantastic. Right off the bat too, you notice the headlights. I love the custom headlights with the boomerang and the little hex bulb in the middle. I don't know what you would call that, the lens. The wheel choice is fantastic as well. These wheels are so good looking. I will also include all of the mods in the description down below for you guys, so you can check it out and take a look at what they have. Some people may include a lot of their mods, some may not, but whatever they do include, I will put down in the description. Now with this in particular, I love clean builds, and I believe this is the first gen Rocket Bunny kit, and I absolutely love this kit. It's so clean, and not a whole lot of people do it anymore. So having, you know, somebody that went ahead and kept this kit in 2022, when I think the kit came out in like 2013, 2014, something along those lines. It's super clean. Look at the fitment though. The fitment's so good. Ever since I did my car, and I'm sure some of you may not know, but my Instagram's at SupremeBK2, and I do lip defender, and it's just, I love the look, especially with a stance like this. It looks so clean. Now moving on to the interior, vertex seats with Takata belts, and the vertex, the white, black and gold is just so clean, and the white cage, it looks so beautiful. I've always loved white on white. I actually used to hate white cars, but they've grown on me a lot, and the white on white is so clean. The interior is one of the biggest parts, I think, of a build, because you spend most of your time in it. You don't really see the outside of the car as much when you're driving, so huge points on that. And then he has the, looks like F1 style rain light, which I love, because the bumper, usually if it's not cut out, it kind of has that F1 style rain light you can get, but obviously you got rid of it, and I like the addition of adding it still. I love when they do the cutouts, and they do kind of like the drift bash bar in the rear. It's super clean, especially if they have an exhaust over here that, you know, is more visible from down below. The side profile of these cars are so beautiful. I love the look of them. The duck belt, I love the clean, it's just such a clean style. He did such a good job, and the crazy part is he's only 20 years old. He's had the car for 2 years, and he's done so much. I mean, a lot of time, money, and dedication to get to this point, but man, it's such a good build. Dropped it on air. I love air suspension. The versatility, I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, static or blah blah blah, but I appreciate air so much, especially driving on it myself, and, you know, taking rides in cars with coilovers. Air is so comfortable. It's not bouncy. It's super dialed. You can actually, I've seen people use it for racing, which is like time attack or drifting. It's kind of crazy how versatile air can be. One thing I would really like to see is maybe a vented hood. The vented hood would be a really clean addition, but I do like how clean and simple and smooth this looks. It really does go with the overall car, just having a stock hood. So maybe an aftermarket hood would ruin that a little bit. He has a clean carbon lip, side skirts, really sets it off, I think, in addition to the wide body. But I've always loved these vents as well. The vents are super clean. Overall, just a really good build, and I think I wish we could see more of the interior, see the steering wheel, and kind of any other additional mods if there's carbon anywhere. But overall, I mean, this car is just extremely clean, and I love it. I think I would rate this car to be like a 9.5. Could have a little bit more aggressiveness, but I mean, in the front to kind of match the back, because the rear looks pretty aggressive. But other than that, it's a really clean build. Next up, we have Alex with his 2022 BRZ. Now this build in particular is super simple as well. The nice thing is you don't need a whole lot of mods for this car to actually look extremely clean. He only has airless suspension, some control arms, tow arms, as well as a set of Kansai wheels. That's really, I mean, all you need for this to look extremely good. I absolutely love the wheel choice, the color of the wheels. It's polished, and the wheels are called tandems. They're 18 by 9.5 plus 22 on 215 by 40 and Kings tires. This car in general I didn't like at first. When it first came out, I actually thought it looked like a Porsche had a baby with the Civic, but I actually own one now and it grew on me so much. It's such a clean looking car. Some people don't like the look of the front end compared to the GR86, but I still think it's a good looking car. One thing I'm a little disappointed about is there's not a whole lot of aftermarket support for this car. So once that starts to ramp up, I think we'll see some really unique builds. From here, it looks like this may be a ride height, which I honestly think for air suspension and for this car in particular, it's a really good ride height. It doesn't look overly monster trucked. He can get over stuff, but he's still decently low. I mean, I'm sure can scrape on something if he really wanted to. So another thing I do like is the Jdm lights here. They're usually orange, but I love the white out, especially on the white car. It's just extremely clean detail that you can add. Again, there's not really a whole lot going on, but it's an extremely clean build, super simple. And here it is before, and then we can go back to the after. It is so good. The transformation that wheels and suspension make on a car is extremely huge. The side profile of this car is so sleek looking. I love the side skirts. They kind of like extend out a little bit, but the overall profile of the car, it still keeps somewhat of the same design, but you can tell they've revamped it and modernized it a little bit more compared to the previous generation, which is nice. I would give this a solid 8. Now, the only reason I gave it an 8 and not something higher is because there's not really a whole lot of mods going on due to the fact that there's not really any mods to support this car right now. Solid 8. I can't wait to see what this guy does. All right, next we have Eric Morales with his BK2 Genesis Coupe. Now with this, he has Workmeister S1 3-piece wheels, 18 by 9.5 plus 16 in the front, 18 by 10.5 plus 16 in the rear, which is a decent size for a stock body. And he's running Airlift 3H, as well as a seibon carbon hood and trunk, ISR single exit exhaust, Wattbox flame tune, double digit camber on the front, and he hasn't put anything else for the rear, but we can assume it's probably pretty close to double digits as well. Now with this build in particular, I love the look of the kind of stanced out tilty wheel slammed look. Now, I am a fan of more meaty setups, and I hope we do, eventually get some other people with some beefier setups, but this look I can definitely appreciate. The color overall with the car, the blue with the white wheels, I love that combination. It looks so clean, and then you incorporate it with the seibon carbon hood. It just all ties together really well. I love that he has the fog lights as well as the turn signals on the car. Usually these come, I believe they're track editions that come with them. I can't remember exactly, but he has a nice set of side skirts, which I really love. And I dig that it's a stock body Genesis Coupe. One thing that people do a lot nowadays is wide body everything. When somebody keeps a stock body and just slams the crap out of it and has a really good setup. Another thing, I love how low he sits on air. I know some people on air don't sit as low to the ground, but in my opinion, when I'm on air, I want that car to sit on the ground. It just looks so aggressive in me, and walking up to a car that's like that is just an interesting experience. It's especially for normal people. Seeing something that isn't supposed to be sitting on the ground is pretty cool. I love the seibon trunk. The other trunks, I think there's like VIS and stuff like that. It's too squared and it just wasn't flowing with the car like I thought it should. Again, that fitment is just ridiculous. Look at that. That fitment is crazy. All the cambies. Look how clean this is. Nice little walk around. He has the big brake kit. The Brembo's on there. Driving that low is kind of nuts. Still looks extremely good. That side skirt's just dragging on the ground. Those roads look horrible. California has some trash ass roads. Okay, here we go. We got some flame shooting out. Oof. It's that Wattbox. Shoots ginormous flames. All right, so we're gonna give this a rating of, I would say, an 8.5. His fitment is absolutely perfect. The stock body looks really clean. Next we have Matt Nelson with a Miata. So he has work CR01s 15x9. The tires are 225/45 front, 15x11 245/40 rears. The wide body, it looks like the Rocket Bunny wide body, I believe. I love this kit. It looks incredible on the Miata. They did such a good job. Even the aggressive lip, it's a very not aggressive car, but Rocket Bunny did an amazing job at making it look very aggressive, very sporty. Giant dishes, it looks so good. This is a clean Miata. He has some brides. Looks like he has a D&D steering wheel. I do love the quick release he has. It's very race car-y. I don't know, it's just, it gives me race car vibes, but also gives me fancy boy vibes. I kind of dig the mixture between the two kind of, I don't know if you would call them cultures, but kind of like niches. I really dig the clean color, the bodywork. It's like it was done correctly. I don't really see any dents or dings. It doesn't look messy. I really love how clean this car looks. He did a really good job. The blast I'm kind of on, maybe if it said something different, but overall it's very clean. But even the rag top or soft top, whatever you want to call it, it looks really good. This is done really well. I love the clear I guess the daytime running lights or fog lights. I love the faces on Miatas. It looks like he's sleeping, taking a big old snooze. It looks like he has some nice underglow, which I think that's coming back. I think it's going to hit hard either this year or next year, because there's a lot of people doing underglow again, and it's I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's nostalgia. I don't know if it's because it looks really good, but man, I'm digging the underglow. Oh man, he even has a little model car of his car. That's so sick. I want to do this one day. I want to have a model of my car just to sit with my car. It's so cool. Dang, look how low he is, but there's still, and this isn't his fault, it's all Miatas. I mean, Miatas just sit so freaking low that it's hard to just have super good fitment without scraping the ground completely, even though I'm sure he's scraping now. I mean, it's such a low car. The rear end of this car looks so good too. I don't know how I feel about the taillights. I think I like them. I'm not 100% sure. It doesn't look bad, that's for sure. It doesn't look bad, but I feel like something back here would be nice to kind of upgrade them. All right, so with this car in particular, I love how it's done. I mean, I don't think you could really get much better than this for Miata. There's a few things here and there that I'm about. The sad boy stuff isn't too much my flavor, but I do dig the mixture between, you know, the brides and the nice wheel and tire setup and the wide body. The stance of it is really good, so I'll give it a solid 8.5. All right, that's going to be it for today. Now, if you do want to go ahead and submit your ride for a review or a rate, then you can go ahead and look in the description down below. We'll have our email address as well as some things that we would like you to fill out and email to us, and then we can go ahead and get you on to the next episode of Rate My Ride. But for now, thanks for watching, like, and subscribe. Have a good day.